Just want to give you an update on how the Hunter Biden investigation is going in the House. James Comer, who is the chair of the House Oversight Committee, goes on and is giving an update on the Hunter Biden thing. And apparently it is working insofar as
he's finally seen the dick pics?
No, he hasn't seen the dick pics. He's seen something just as enticing to him. That is Donald Trump's favorability ratings going up and Joe Biden's going down. Here he is saying the quiet part loud on Fox and Friends first. What is this? This is the Fox and Friends early show.
So this is like a 4 a.m. news hit. But
okay. All right, there we go.
If you need to pregame,
I've been getting up earlier. It's tough.
Wow. All right, here we go.
Talk about this. And we have talked to you about this on this show, about how the media can just not ignore this any longer. In an op-ed in the Washington Post, it says millions flow to Biden family members. Don't pretend it doesn't matter. So do you think that because of your investigation, that is what's moved this needle with the media?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question. You look at the polling, and right now, Donald Trump is 7 points ahead of Joe Biden and trending upward. Joe Biden's trending downward. And I believe that the media is looking around, scratching their head, and they're realizing that the American people are keeping up with our investigation, and they realize something's wrong here.
Now, we should say this. It broke through the Washington Post on their opinion column written by Jim Garrity, who is a writer for the National Review.
Right-wing hack.
But it's in the Washington Post, which will disparage in every other context except when they platform our ideas.
I mean, they're right. The media can no longer ignore it. That doesn't say whether they should or not.
Yeah.
Well, but the point is that a lot of times when you're doing an investigation in Congress, what you're looking for is to find evidence of some type of crime or to elucidate the issue for people. It's generally not stated as the purpose of these investigations to change favorability ratings. Now, I guess we should be thankful that Comey's not Comer rather is not pretending that they're doing anything other than that. But
yeah, I mean, there's elements of this on the left or in the Democrats and the right. I think
the Democrats should do it more often.
Yeah, it's called doing politics.
It's called doing politics. It's just pretty. You really have run out of things in terms of its efficacy, right? Which is what he's arguing. You really have to be desperate to basically say, like, he's basically saying to his bosses and to the Heritage Foundation, like, hey, guys, no, actually, it's working. Look, we got the guy from the National Review to write an op-ed about it. And he's pretending like the polling is a function of this. I can guarantee you the polling is not a function of this.
No.
Of America's love of reports like the Durham report.
Yeah. The Durham report's blowing the socks off of people. And I can tell you that it is... I have to say, it is, I'm surprised at how much of a failure these these hearings into Hunter Biden have been.
Well, they've got nothing, really. I mean, except they just want to drag it out for there to be an appearance of impropriety or something shady going on. But, like, correlation is not causation, Comer. Pretty sure Biden's approval ratings are low for a variety of reasons, but
they've basically been low his whole presidency.
Exactly, and didn't change much in the midterms. It's a weird situation we're in.
But there was not much to Benghazi either.
Exactly, but that was more effective.
That was more effective, and it is shocking to me how ineffective this has been.
That was a woman, she was the Secretary of State working for a black guy. Yeah. Like, honestly, I think there's some of that. Biden's just so anodyne to that kind of, to Republicans in that way by being old, boring white man.
I think that's actually a very good point. It could very well be like this is just much harder to launder misogyny and anti-Semitism through, racism. Through that.
It's also just not as good of a vehicle. Like, Biden as a Biden's son versus like the Clinton Foundation. Like it's not quite the same apparatus.
Yeah, and well, because let's be real, like the Clintons were a more corrupt family. Like, I mean, I feel that's pretty clear to say. They had more skeletons in their closet. Biden's just kind of standard nepotism for his kid. And they built up a multi-year demonization kind of narrative about the Clintons.
Yes. And I don't know how much more corrupt. I mean, corrupt in the sense that maybe the way that the way that government broadly has been corrupted by sort of neoliberal policies. But I don't know if like there was any more like criminal activity than anywhere else. There's a new report out today, actually, about the investigation into the
Clinton Foundation.
The Clinton Foundation, and it basically says the FBI investigated the Clinton Foundation throughout the entire 4 years of the Trump administration, despite the fact that most of the agents and the prosecutors are like, there's nothing here.
Well, the Clinton Foundation is corrupt, though, but not in the ways that the Trump administration cares about. Like, where did some of the money go that was donated to it? What are they actually doing in Haiti for multiple decades? What's their involvement as an NGO with, like, potential anti-democracy? That stuff's accepted by those guys.
Right. Corrupt, but legal, as opposed to corrupt and criminal.
Yeah, FBI isn't raising an eye at, we told Haiti not to do minimum wage.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That is par for the course. That's, I guess, was my my point there in terms of like legality. Sadly, a lot of that stuff is legal. It's just imperialism.
I prefer they just did corruption and left working people alone.
Exactly. Can't you just like make a couple $100,000 at this thing, but instead they have to bring the whole force of the government down for the sake of, like, I don't know, the sugar companies.
Levi's.
Yeah, or Levi's, whoever it is.